Welcome back to the Genus Brewing channel.
Welcome back to the Genus Brewing channel.
Today is going to be another Wednesday Hump Day special. Just a short quickie for you, letting you know what's up in our world. Tasting a couple beers, including one incredible example of a Brut IPA, and telling you some exciting news about some upcoming videos that we're just pumped to pump out.
That got awkward.
Let's start with the Orbiter IPA. It is one that I have had before, but I haven't had one this year, and as everybody should know by now if they've watched our channel, beers are not the same every year.
Does appear to be bottle conditioned. That is actually a lot of yeast in there.
Sure.
BT dubs. Proper way to pour a bottle conditioned beer, folks.
Very slowly, right down the center.
Kind of like other things in life. After all, I do have him.
See it, I see it, I see it, I see it.
And now we sell this to Australia where they make Vegemite.
Orbiter IPA unites a constellation of hops: Cascade, Centennial, Chinook, Columbus, and Simcoe. Some mostly old-style hops.
I was going to say, it immediately smells old school.
Yeah.
You didn't have to tell me that.
As you inhale
smells really beery.
Snorting beer.
Okay, so that's really refreshing. Beer doesn't taste like every other IPA everyone else is putting out right now.
Yeah, with like dank on top of citrus on top of tropical fruit.
Citra has gotten really dank in the last couple of years. Straight up catty.
Yeah, this is a lot more of what you would have seen, 10 plus years ago, basically. And it does say English style. I would say English style juxtaposed to today's American styles is accurate. However, this is American style 15 years ago. Got a little bit of caramel malt character. I get a little bit of kind of a biscuity note to it. This does say it's brewed with crystal malts, but compared to some other, even some locally made crystally bombed beers, this is...
Yeah, this is probably like caramel 10, caramel 15.
Something a little lighter end, yeah.
More like 10 to 20% of a light Munich. Some dextrose corn sugar in there to dry that base out.
You gotta do it. That's what you gotta do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to get to 7.4% and not have some residual sweetness, you almost... you need to have some sort of a highly fermentable sugar.
Hop profile is extremely bright. It definitely doesn't have those resinous qualities to it. Very spruce tips.
Spruce tips is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And it looks like we agree. It's all about those tips.
If anybody out there has ever made tea with pine needles, it actually does come across in a very citrusy aspect.
Yeah.
And it definitely is exactly that note coming through in a beer like this.
And it won a Bronze Award.
Nice. That is good then.
Yeah. The nice thing about a lot of old world hops is they actually have a way better staying power than if you use like Galaxy or Mosaic. Yeah. And this one's just about hitting that 3.5, 4 month mark. So definitely on the older side for an IPA. But if this is bottle conditioned, one thing to note is bottle conditioned beers do have better staying power than the CO2 gun thing. If you guys like this style of video, by the way, I do get samples very regularly. I get, almost every Monday I'll get some samples from vendors that are trying to sell me beer for the bar that I own. If you guys want to see more about those beers, and if this is something you're interested in, let us know. It's an easy video for us to do, and it's an enjoyable video for us to do because it involves drinking. Moving on. So this is Double Mountains sparkling ale, Brut style IPA. Should also be highly carbonated. For those of you who have not yet heard of a Brut IPA, which I'm sure most of you watching our channel have heard of a Brut IPA, it is a very, very dry style, finishes below the density of water. And how that's done is they add enzymes during fermentation that break down anything that's usually not fermentable into something fermentable, something that yeast can eat, they can chomp on, and basically take out all the dissolved sugars that would normally be there.
And stuff.
Really nice quality head on that. It actually has some good staying power.
Passes the palm test. I can see all of the wrinkles on my palm through the glass, which means that it is extremely clear, which is to this style.
What you want for this style for a Brut IPA. It's in at 59 IBUs, but that said, IBUs don't matter. They're a useless number. Do not ever be the person that's like looking for, I need a 100 IBU beer or a 40 IBU beer or whatever.
So I'm not going to lie, immediately this smells like AMG.
Yeah. Every Brut IPA I've ever had has that smell. Very, very subtle in this beer. It's not nearly as prominent. I've had in other commercial examples of the style. But even among the ones that we've done, it's always been there. I can't find a way to not get that AMG flavor.
Yeah.
What I like about this is it's not trying to have a lot of that kind of like tropical fruit.
Yeah, the hops on this are actually not nearly as strong as a lot of other examples.
Yeah.
This beer probably wasn't hopped excessively.
Yeah.
However, I'm picking up something that is even more interesting. I have a feeling that they actually, when they added the AMG, they might have added some kind of a Saison strain.
Looking at the bottle, it says a masterful blend of India Pale Ale fermented with French champagne yeast.
It's a champagne yeast.
That's what's finishing it out, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that could provide some like Saison qualities.
My guess is that when they added their amyloglucosidase, they added champagne yeast simultaneously. Probably let it go for another week or so.
Yeah.
They may or may not have dry hopped it at that point because the hop aroma is really not very strong on this.
Yeah.
But that is giving it that what I originally perceived as a Saison-y
I get
character.
what you're saying. It's got that kind of that next level quality, and it's pleasant. Honestly, it's like a champagne. They're trying to make this like a
and that yeast does give it. It definitely gives it more of that wine quality.
Yeah,
which is really what you're going for. You're brewing a beer that can almost mask itself as a wine. That's what you're
aiming for. And I think this does it really well. It's clear, it's carbonated, highly carbonated, like champagne style carbonated. And it does have a lot of that mature complexity to it. By the way, thoughts for a future video: is the Brut IPA a broken style? I would say if you were to brew a Brut IPA, this should be the one that you're aiming for. So if you have access to some Double Mountain, wherever you are, look this beer up and grab a taste. If you find it, let us know in the comments below, and let us know what you think of it.
Zero bitterness, extremely approachable, bone dry as it should be, and tastes kind of like wine.
On that note, we have one more thing to introduce, which we're super, super, super excited about before we close this thing out. And that is something that's going to be coming into a series of future videos. October canning machines. Can seamers.
Shall we cut to a awesome little montage of sexiness?
Little breakaway. So as you just saw there, October, they're a can seamer, a company that makes crowlers. Crowlers were something popularized, I want to say like 7 years ago, by Oscar Blues. And Oscar Blues came out with a 32-ounce canning machine that you can do on demand. And it's a fantastic machine, but their price point is really, really high. It's like over $5,000.
Really expensive.
So in the last handful of years, October Canning came out with their competition, and their price point is dramatically lower. We will be doing, in a series of videos, a bunch of tests using the October canning machines. So we're going to be testing out whether or not you can bottle condition cans, which is going to be really fun. So can condition? I don't know.
Can condition, yeah.
And we're also going to be testing out the storability and the usability of all their... we have 2 different can seamers from them, so we're going to be testing out the versatility of those can seamers. Yeah, we're done. Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks.
Thanks.
See you next time. Ooh. Comment below if you want us to do a light beer blind taste test, by the way, and see that. Cause
oh, God, that would be terrible.
I want to do it, though. Miller Lite. Isn't that the champagne of beer, Miller Lite?
Oh, Jesus. So bad.
And I just ruined it.
What, you just farted or something?
No, by saying Miller Lite.
No.
That's worse than farting.
Hashtag Miller Lite. Right in the front one.
Let's start an online trend. Hashtag Miller Lite. Worse than farts.
That was me saying Viva la beer.
Viva la beer!